All right, welcome everybody. I have an awesome guest here today, Davide Morri, coming to us from Bologna, Italia. And
Yeah,
he's a great friend. We've known each other for a very long time. And if you are tuning in for the first time, Davide, let's just start off with if somebody was tuning in today, why should they listen to this interview?
the interview is important to see how we approach Frisbee, how I approach Frisbee as a coach, as an ex-player, and as a father now. Have to live combine Frisbee with the real life of be a father. That is totally different when you are without kids, but still
Yeah.
involved in
All
the
right.
community.
Yes, I totally threw Davide a curveball there because that's not how I normally start, but he can handle anything. So Davide has been in the community for such a long time. He's very well known in Europe, one of the leaders of European Ultimate, certainly one of the leaders of the Italian Ultimate scene. And as you mentioned, you have a young son, and you are busy being a father as well, but you have not necessarily slowed down too much in terms of Ultimate. So we're going to get into all of that, kind of your history within European Ultimate, where the state of the game is now, how the Italian scene has grown because there's been a tremendous rise in Italian Ultimate and the competitiveness of Italy. And we've also seen some other countries like Belgium kind of come up within the international scene. So a lot to talk about there. But let's first start with give us a little background on how you got into Frisbee, your Italian Ultimate background, and a little bit about what you do for a living, because you're probably one of the few people that actually has Ultimate Frisbee in their day-to-day job.
Yeah, okay. My story, to be short, the past story was I was a basketball player in the past, and in 2000, in 1998, I started to play frisbee just for fun. But in 2003, when I started to go to the University of Sport, I started feeling this pressure to switch and create frisbee as a job, as a real sport, and not anymore like a chill out or easy sport. Because in Italy was also in Europe was elite sport just only for few clubs, for few cities in Europe. And then basically from 2004 until 2010, 12, I started to have journey, play with the Americans, with and against Colombian, American, international teams, and Italian, obviously, with my club La Fotta was in Bologna, open. And I start to play, try to find a way where Frisbee was considered professionally from the perspective of playing and coaching. The answer was basically America, because America already in 2006, 7 at the college with coaches pay and also people play seriously. And after, when I had my experience with Revolver in 2012 and with Toronto Gold in 2013, I come back in 2013 to complete my mental roadmap, and I push a lot the develop of the community in Bologna, in Italy, and also I organize a lot of coaching information program to take from one side the recruitment of player, from the other side teaching the people how to teach frisbee. And then after I create my job that basically for 20 years until 2 years ago, since when I was 20, 21 until when I was 39, was my full-time job. I've been only coaching and teaching frisbee in school for 20 years, 19 years, with low payment when I was young, until having a normal remuneration when I was 33, 34. And in 30, when I became 39, was my last year, because basically after I entered in the school as a normal professor, physical education teacher, and then now I'm only managing and organizing frisbee lesson, and other people go teaching frisbee, not me anymore. This is my basically job career. It's been fun, like you said, because probably I've been one of the people that probably there are maybe 20, 30 in the entire ages of frisbee have done Frisbee coaching or training as a full-time job for 20 years,
Right.
19 years.
Right. So you do ultimate, yes, teaching it as a full-time job, teacher at the university. Before we get into that, because I want to hear all about that, because I think that has helped Italy develop its ultimate scene, is I just want to talk about, so you mentioned 2013 when you started recruiting, but we met the year prior, and I think that's important just briefly to mention because uh, I was invited to play in Revolver that year, which was represented Team USA. You were trying out for Revolver, and this is early 2012,
12.
and I like to say that I kind of fit in quickly with the team at the time because I made fun of your accent because you have the thick accent. I think it was thicker back then. You've gotten better, but you still have a
Uh,
distinct accent. And I basically would kind of talk like you do, and everybody would kind of laugh, and you got a kick out of it. But then it also brought us together because you're like, okay, hey, we like to have a good time. This is fun. And then we kind of poke fun at each other. And then, of course, we played you guys in Sakai outside Osaka, Japan in 2012. And, I think you guys didn't score a lot, but I still remember your uniforms very like you guys were fiery and played hard. So that was the beginning of a long-standing relationship that we have.
yeah, 2012 was like I told. If we link the story I told you to your story, was when I was basically at the peak of my travel around the world because when you join the team and you pass the tryout, so you play with Team USA with the Revolver. At this time, they were for sure the best team in the world, and they've been the best for 10 years, I think, basically between 2008 2018. And I still now that I'm 41, I still remember really clearly the practice we have done and the level of the player that were at this time. I think they were the best. And this is why when I come back and I play with Team Italia at the World Championship 2012, I became MVP award because basically when I exit from the nightmare of the practice with Revolver and with Team USA, for me playing in the World Championship was easier because the pressure and obviously when you play with a good team is different. When you play with a bad team, like Italy was in 2012, so you must do a lot of assist point and playing a lot of this. But I think thanks to you and other players.
Would you say that your experience playing in the US helped Italy grow, on the international stage? I mean, obviously it's taken many years, so it's probably not the only thing, but was that a beginning point of, the Italian ultimate scene getting better?
Yeah, yeah. For me, it was the beginning point this time because basically after when I come back between 2013 and now, I always had the feeling to challenge, to reach and win against the American teams that are the best because I understood their system of them and I understood also the psychology of them. And then I tried to build the players able to challenge at the same time, at the same level, sorry, with America. Because the problem was that the people, I have to say, before 2016, 17, always thought that was impossible to challenge against American teams. And now, like you've seen in the European or world panorama, there are some games where the people are closer, the people know each other better. Also, the US start in 2016 after Revolver 2012 World Championship when you play to do tryout and not anymore to give the task to represent the US to one club. This is also because probably the level coming up. I don't want to say the Americans were scared, but I want to say that the Americans start to behave like, okay, there are the Japanese, there are the European teams, there are the Germans, there are the Australian, and these countries are growing. And then we have to prepare better instead to say, okay, best team of America represent the US. Connect maybe to the job of people like me.
Right. So what was the state of Italian ultimate frisbee? Can you give us maybe a little history there? Like, what was the state of it? How big was it? And then, give us a little bit of background on where things are to like how it kind of got to where things are today. Because you were part of that, bringing American systems and strategy, competitiveness to Bologna, but Italy, is a big country. There's lots of other places. So I'm just curious, how has there been development outside of Bologna, or has that been the center?
But no, yeah, the way why Bologna is in the middle of the develop of south of Europe and Italy is because it's central in the north side of Italy, where a lot of community of frisbee are existing. Then the way why we are central and why we became central as a club, a club and city, was because the people come to study in Bologna for the universities, in the middle, also crossway between the train station, between Venezia, Milano, Roma, is in the middle. And then this is a strategic point for a guy or girl want to come living in Bologna. The way why we reached the point where we had American people decide to join Bologna teams, women or open. BFD Shout, Bologna Friendly Shout have been champion of Europe for 4 years. In the last 6 years, and also La Fotta won a lot of medals and also became European champions. And 2022 reached seeding 5, position 5 in the world stage in 2022. This means that this goal come from two directions. The first one is the develop of the people young became old, like when they were junior, they play, and they became adult strong player. From the other side, strong player like you, like Gus Elton, like other people decide to play with, like Nada Tremonte, the captain of Washington Scandal. These people decide to join the Bologna team because they find a good commitment level, a good level of playing, and a good knowledge of frisbee. And this is because you cannot work only, this is a topic of our interview, you can only pick up people. You have also to have a system where you fit the good player. Otherwise, you cannot win. You can win one time, you can win some tournament, but you cannot be successful for more years. Otherwise, you became a phantom, appear, win something, and go away, like some people do. But it's also good like this. It's depending what is your philosophy. Like my philosophy is that, like now I don't play anymore. My team still exists. Is still in the top 3 in Europe. I hope next World Championship still try to challenge for the top 8 in the world. So the goal of a good player, female or male, is to dump responsibility to someone else and see still the team existing and success. Like Revolver anyway. Also this year they finished the top 4, I think, in the USAU Championship. Revolver anyway. They've been in trouble between 2020 2023, but now they are coming back, like Rhino, like this team. Also Rhino have been also always a good team, considered a good team. In 2022 they didn't make the top 8 in the World Championship, and look, 2 years after they are champion of the USAU, and nobody thought that. And also they give lesson to a lot of teams nobody thought were possible to defeat. I don't want to say the number of these teams, but because also this team, Pony from New York, they are super good player, won a lot of tournament, and maybe sometimes they are tired, sometimes they are not motivated enough because someone else want to take their place. And this is the same in Europe. I mean, we try to win against Clapham, London, and now arrive Mooncatcher, and Mooncatcher after years, they try to win. They won like this year the European Championship. Groot from Netherlands won the women division in Italy. In Europe Clubs Championship. And anyway, in the mixed division, you see, like in America, every year in the mix, there are new team coming out, winning and disappeared. It's but because the mixed division, that is tough playing women and men together, is with more mix of levels and commitment and time, because maybe there are some players decide to play mix. Some years there are some good system work. Some years there are some team lucky that win some 2 or 3 games, and after you see them in the final, and you don't know who these guys or these girls are, because maybe they work harder and harder for 1 year. So the mix is still difficult, I think, to understand. Like the World Championship in Australia 4 months ago. My team, I was the coach of Team Italia Mixed. There was a super good team. I can guarantee you they prepare 1 year strongly with the gym session, practice 5 times per week. And anyway, we reached the 5th place. And you find Australia, America, Canada, Japan, Singapore, Germany, this team are super strong, and they commit 1 year together, and in a system of a nation, they reach top 8. And this year, I can tell you from outside, the level of the mixed division in the World Championship was super, super high. Probably more high than Open and Women, where you have top 4, top 5, but the other team are normal, good. But in the mixed division, all the nation put the best player, and after you have to put only 3 or 4 women or men in the pitch. The level was super, super high. It was difficult. I've never been so in trouble to organize and create game plan against everything we played. China, India, these teams were strong. I suppose these teams are weak. No, these teams were strong. Organized.
Why is it that the mixed division had the strongest teams? Why, like at the World Championships, why did the mixed division have the strongest teams? I mean, I think I know, but you were actually there.
The answer is easy, because it's the question of statistic. When you have to put on the plate the best food you can give to a guest, you try to pick up all the things good you have in your fridge, in your I don't know, in your kitchen. Then, if you have to do a choice, and you have probably in every country where Frisbee is developed, you have 5, 6 good player, male and women and female. Obviously, it's easier because in the pitch you can only put 7 people in. Then this is what happened. Like China have a lot of player young. They put all the strong player over there, and they put in the Open and Women division weak or young player to develop the system in the future, like Japan do every time. Big countries like America, Canada, for example, have a good team with some old player, experienced player, Tori Vasiliev, Rumite Par, these people from Red Flag, strong player between 29, 30 and 38 years old, and they make the final, combine the young and talented player, girls and boys, with experienced player. This is another case. And there are also teams like France or like Australia have strong program. Japan also have strong program behind, like Germany also. And they basically work hard in the system, selected not only the skill of the player, but also the way to play, the good way to play together. Because in the mix, for example, compared to women and Open, that is also important. This is a new feeling I had this year when I was coaching for the first time the world stage, a mixed team. It's more difficult to have a good chemistry, because anyway, it's not enough only to be a good player. You need also to be aware about the problem of a boy or a girl in approaching the game psychologically and physically, because maybe you can find teams with 1 or 2 girl or 1 and 2 guys super strong, and these 2 people can be in the gold day, they never drop a disc, and you are in trouble. Or you can find team like my team, for example, spread out the fatigue and the strategy to a group of players, and then you find 10, 12 players strong, push hard, run a lot, and then after you have to run with them. Obviously, when you play against America or against Australia, these people are selected, and then in a country like Australia with 10,000 player, obviously 25 are in open, 25 in women, and 25 in mix. And this means that if you have behind 10,000 player, probably the top 70, 75 are good, probably, because are selected.
Yeah.
You can choose, more choose. Italy, we choose after years and years of open and women to put all the fish to try to go to the war game in the mix. For a couple of bad game connect to bad interpretation of the game plan, because we lost again by 1 against Singapore and by 2 against Australia. After you miss 2 games, and after you finish 5th, and you are lucky because other people can finish 10, 12, 14, 15.
So it sounds like from the mixed division, it is a result of teams wanting to put their best players because they don't have enough to necessarily field men's, women's. That's always been my opinion. They just kind of stack the mixed division so that they can do as best that they can, and then the rest of the divisions, they don't have as strong a teams. So, so Davide, what do you think it takes? Coming from America, we just have a bigger population of athletes to pick from. I think at the end of the day, it's partly at least a numbers game. I think as Americans, we generally grow up playing lots of different sports, so I think we can transition to ultimate quicker in a sense. But I want to hear your opinion. What does it take for one of the smaller nations like Italy, right, compared to the U.S., or what does it take? You mentioned you mentioned Japan. Well, I mean, Japan's a large country, but you mentioned some of these other countries that maybe are not so. Their ultimate scene is maybe not as developed, but you mentioned how some of them brought strong teams, at least in the mixed division. What's kind of like the best practices for countries, or what are you seeing for either within Italy and outside of it to grow and be competitive within ultimate on the national level?
The answer is that first, these countries, but this is the same also for the strong country, have to fix a point of strong commitment without exception. This country probably or normally start to prepare themselves, also in open and in division, not only mix. They must start to prepare the event earlier, and also playing a lot of test match and tournament also year before if they can, to lose or win and improve. And same time, also another thing I feel is that you must take the chain open until you reach the point of the event you want to compete, and after you close the chain. Because I see a lot of people in Frisbee, also in the strong country, sign a contract. Okay, we pick up this guy, this girl, open, women, or mixed division. Good player. I can prove they are good today, and in 1 year and a half, we are ready to challenge for the World Championship. But it's not true, because in 1 year and a half, you can miss gym session, miss running session, miss Frisbee session, having physical issue, having family issue, having job issue. And after, a player not always can guarantee a commitment longer than 1 year, 1 year and a half. If you want to compete for the top level, if you want to compete for the middle, low level, obviously you can tell yourself the story that you are a good player, female or male, and I'm good. I know I'm speaking directly to the people, but this is the true story. A lot of people, also me sometimes, tell them themselves the story. They are commit seriously and practice hard, but are you running hard for real when you sprint? Are you seriously changing direction when you do the physical preparation? Are you seriously go to the gym seriously, or you go to do CrossFit, for example? Because CrossFit is good out of the season, but in the season you have to do something adapt to Frisbee. And more important, are you play Frisbee and practice Frisbee, or are you pick up some time and after play to the tournament before the event. This is the difference. The difference to be in the top 6 in the world, also club division, and be in the other position. Because like you, Gus Elton, play with us, the commitment with La Fotta in 2022 was super, super hard for the player decide to commit. And anyway, after a lot of fatigue, like Bad Valle, we finished 5th, one against Bad Valle. We won by one. One of the defense we have done, of the 2 defense, was one defense of you. That probably was the only one with another defense in the entire game. And you see our game can be resolved with 3 mistakes and 2 defense. And after you win by 1. And then you work 1 year to win by 1 and finish 5th or finish 3rd. First, you have also to be lucky,
So it's a commitment. It's a deep commitment from all the players involved.
And deep understanding of the commitment, because this is the problem. Not only people understand deeply the commitment, also personal, not only team commitment. It's not a question to do, I don't know how the young people do Snapchat, when they do the Instagram pictures. It's not a question of
I'm not on Snapchat. I don't know.
I don't know. Not the selfie you send. Is if you are able to remember this selfie you've done in the gym and on the run session, that these are important, because you have to remember when you are playing. I've done a lot of workout, Frisbee session, and now I'm here, and now I have to challenge the best I can. Because after you start to be lost in a fantasy world of selfie, where at the end you don't win. Win is not important always, but if you decide to commit, you have to win, or try to win at least. Not only go there just to have fun. Otherwise, we can go together to a beach tournament, not official, like, I don't know, Tenerife tournament. Is amazing level, amazing tournament, but we have a good frisbee, a beer, chill out. This is not, if I have to go there, I don't prepare myself hour and hour. Probably
it sounds like you view beach as a little bit lesser than grass, and
no.
a little the culture of beach, hanging out on the beach with a pina colada.
No, I also think the beach is important, but beach, for example, is a division, is a surface to play where you can prepare in less time. You don't need to prepare 1 year before. Maybe 6 months are enough. You have to be a player. Like I listened to the interview of you and Nasser Mbaye. Nasser anyway said is a different frisbee. You are always open if you want. There is the wind, change a lot. There are a lot of components of experiences, legs, and difficulty to change of direction, connect to the ground where you play. Then it's not, I don't want to say it's an easy frisbee. It's a different frisbee. And then you cannot say, and also I'm a physical education teacher, is less danger for the knee, for the ankle. It's a different frisbee. It's not like the grass frisbee. The shoulder you can lay out with the arm like this. In frisbee, you dislocate a shoulder. It's not frisbee. It's not the same. It's another kind of frisbee, like indoor. Indoor frisbee is similar to basketball.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to get into the beach grass conversation. I kind of know where you stand and all that.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Italian national team selection. Like, so how do you guys go about that? I know it is the World Games are coming up, so I know that there's tryouts for that. But tell us a little bit about kind of the selection and what goes into that.
Italy, but like some country in the world, is so strong in the junior division, where they've been always in the top 4 in the last 3 or 4 World Championship, and in the under 24 division is also strong, because, like I told before, question of numbers, the big number of players in Italia approach seriously frisbee are between 15 and 23, 24. Connect to the fact that me and other people develop the community and the program. Under 24, since I started in 2013 in Toronto World Championship 24. Became year by year a serious and super competitive division for the Italian. It's like the last master degree before becoming adult, like for every country. And in the under 24, basically we start always 1 year before. In the year when Italy lost against Team US by 2 in 2018 in Australia, we almost were close to win also the gold medal. The people start to go in the gym and running 1.5 years before. This year we start 1 year, 9 months before. And this is why normally Italy success, hopefully, in this division, the last 3 World Championship, because we finish second in Open Division, third and fourth. Belgium, for example, finished second last time against the US in the Open Division because, like they say, they try to collect the golden generation and put together the player. Then the question for me is, under 24 is strong because we start early. We no mercy by my side as a coach. Then you miss gym session or you missed. I have one guy we cut 3 weeks ago because he've done connect to. I have to go to a concert to work. I have to go to the girlfriend birthday. I sorry, Davide, I'm sick. He missed 2 or 3 meeting. We cut him. You are good. I don't care. I don't care because since these ages between 20 and 24 are when you are not still a solid athlete mentally, my opinion was we cut the people, don't approach seriously. I have a family with a kid. I put my weekend at your service as a coach for free. And then why you don't have to commit? You want to go to the concert? Go. Just like a yellow card in soccer. Your girlfriend said to go to the birthday, red, you are out. And after all the other people see, I still remember I fire these guys with my WhatsApp group. I give to the best friend of him the mobile and said, okay, now you can fire him from the group because now he's cut. And I've done in front of everyone. I know it's brutal to say, but because I want the people, also the women, to understand they have to commit. Technical side and physical side of the session, of gym and running session by themselves. Tactically, we build in a lot of one practice during the week per month together, and 1 weekend per month between December, November until June, because this year in June, normally in July. And we also have 2 or 3 test match or tournament. Then in total are your club, your physical preparation by yourself, gym and running, one practice during the week because probably they study, they can commit also during the week. And Italy is so small as a country. And 1 weekend practice per month. Then in total are 10.
So does everybody drive in like for it? Does that
Drive
take the
or
train or
take the
whatever?
train. Yeah, because in
Yeah.
Italy we have the fast train. You can reach Bologna, Milano is 250 kilometers. You can be in Bologna in 30 minutes with a quick train. Roma, Bologna in 2 hours is 500 kilometers. So if you want, you can come. Obviously, the problem are the money because you have to obviously have the money to commit because it's something nobody speak. We are still,
Right.
also I heard France have to have everything pay at the war game, but they still have to pay a big part of the transfer to be selected and to be like the US. Also the US pay a lot of money. Then we are still, I think this is fun because I think we are still in ages that, for me, it's strange that the top 75 or top 25 of a country, in particular big country, cannot be supported by the federation, but not because it's full of the federation, it's full of the system. For me, the best have to be support economically. I don't want to say pay, I have to say support. And this in
Yeah.
the professional league, this exists in Frisbee, normal, no.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good question. Good conversation. I mean, I've played on the national team multiple times, 2012, 2016. Well, I guess 2020 we didn't the tournament didn't happen, but you know, I don't recall any type of financial support from the USA Ultimate or the Federation, and I'm not saying 100% they didn't at all, but at least anything material I would have remembered, and I don't even think today they really get much. There may be some things here and there, um, like I know that there's trainers and things like that, and kind of some of those things. But I mean, some of the most expensive things are transportation, getting there. I mean, just getting to the Gold Coast of Australia. I mean, the flight, depending on, could be $1,500, $2,000. I mean, then lodging, I mean, that's a huge chunk of it. So yeah, the sport of ultimate is just not that big yet, and it hasn't grown at, I think, the rate as maybe some people would have liked. I mean, disc golf has grown so fast. You've got sports like pickleball that are going wild, and I just think it's yeah, it just hasn't grown as fast, and so there's just not a lot of money there. At the end of the day, there's just not a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. But if the people see my face with this hand here, you see, I know exactly the next stage and why it's like this. But I don't want to enter in this topic because basically the problem is that Frisbee is going in the direction of Olympics, is in a good position, but still on the back of the player. Connect to the fact that I say this metaphoric. I don't know if in English is correct. For me, Frisbee is like a
Metaphor, yeah,
snake.
metaphor.
Yeah, a snake. Every couple of years, lost the head and forgot and grow again. Because since there is this interchanging of player growing so fast and play hard and disappear, sometimes you need someone collect money or strategy for the community to grow as a sport, not only as a community. And in a sport, as an example, now imagine if I decide that now in Italy, I say Italy,
By the way,
every
this is a
tournament.
good conversation. Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah, this
go.
is good.
In Italy or in America, the tournament will not cost anymore 20 euros or $20, but will cost 21 euro or dollar. Because this is the high level develop fee is $1. After what happened, that in 4 years, probably I collected a lot of money because if every tournament allowed by the federation must take in count $1 or €1 for the high level develop and not only community develop. After I collect money, when I have more, I don't want to say that community pay, but because maybe also me that I'm a strong player go there and pay $21. But this is an example that connect to sponsor, maybe technical sponsor, connect to some financial support from the institution that are not too much. I can say, okay, girls and guys, when the bell ring and is year number 4 after the last World Championship, I have in my pocket 100,000 euros because I work like the little bag take from one side $1. And after, this money are not for the development, but these are for the elite. I know it's bad to say, but this is one way. Obviously, the people will say, no, Davide, we have to find the money with the sponsor. We have to find money with the financial support. Yeah, but you need also people work for that full time. And also like the professional league in America, they have more money just because a lot of people take care of the merchandising, of the website. And this is why I say that, yeah, this is this is why we need this. This is a solution. But the last question I give to the audience is, but for you, the people in the room of the bottom, want to do this or not?
The room of the
For me,
what?
The room of the bottom is where the people decide. WFDF, USAU,
Kind
Italy.
of the leaders within the sport. Okay, the
Yeah,
governing
these
bodies. Yeah.
people are interested in that or not. Probably now, no.
Interested in what? Interested in what?
Interested
Sorry.
to support the elite players. Interest to not only put the fish and the money they take on the community develop, or sometimes also in the pocket of the people who work for full time for Frisbee as event organizer. But I want to say maybe the people decide, the leadership have also to make question to themselves what they can do also for the elite player. That is only a payback to the fatigue, the flight, the people have to pay. I don't want to say they have to pay these guys or this girl. It's only a mentality that for me is not changing. Italy last year, I can tell you, thanks to the federation, because we entered in the IOC area last year. The federation entered in the IOC area in Italy, and then we had 30,000 euros from the federation. I think Germany around 50,000, Austria 25,000, because from the IOC, Austrian, Italian, German, some money arrived. I don't know if these are the exact money. But again, 30,000 euros split in 3 teams or 2 teams go in Australia is like a drop in a lake. Not a drop in the ocean, but it's like a drop in the lake, because when you have, I don't know if you understand, if I explain well in English, if I give you 30,000 euros to these teams, but the total amount of money they have to pay is 140,000 to send the player there,
Right.
food.
Right. It's a
So,
small amount. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's 200 euro per pair. It's better than nothing. Also have the gear, but it's not enough. Enough
I
to
just want to
compare.
clarify. You said I just want to clarify. You said the IOC. Do you just that's the International Olympic Committee? Do you mean like
Yeah.
the federation? Do you mean the federations of each country though?
Yeah,
Because I don't
because
think the IOC was giving
no,
anybody money.
because so I said this to simplify Italian English, because in Italia, if you are recognized, if your discipline is under the IOC, Olympic Committee, like now, so if Frisbee is recognized by IOC, you can
Okay.
have some money if someone apply to the program and say, okay, we are sending a team in Australia. Okay, 1 year
Okay.
before you have to complete. I have 65, 75 player. This is how much they cost. Can you give me some money to support this national team go? And
Got it.
sometimes
Got it.
the IOC, like war game, France probably, as example of Team France or maybe UK Ultimate, maybe have some money, probably, I don't know, from the Olympic Committee of the UK or from France. Not too much money, but because the people think this money are a lot. Maybe are a lot,
Right.
but not compared to
It's
the people who have
something,
to
but
move.
it's yeah. So Davide, you think that a reason why the growth hasn't been there, are you tying it to the federations not being able to support the elite players, and therefore what, they're not playing, they're not showing up to tournaments, the big tournaments? Why is it? Am I hearing you right?
I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand the
Like,
question
so
well.
we were just talking about like the growth of Ultimate, right? And you were talking about how, we started talking a little bit about like the Olympics, or you mentioned the Olympics, and the federation's not giving the elite players enough money for these big tournaments. Are you saying that's the reason why the growth hasn't been there?
Yeah. For me, the system don't support this idea of elite. But could be also without bad thinking. Could be also that the people, the leadership have the head in different thing to do, and then or maybe they know that I don't know, support the elite frisbee will not help the community to develop. Because I give you an example, but still we are entering a speech aggressive. Beach Ultimate, but also the Grass Ultimate. When you organize a World Championship, World Club Championship, how many teams there are there? There are for 48 teams. Sorry, 48 per 3 division. Organizing an event like this is so difficult. Then congratulations to Cincinnati, to Brisbane. But behind there is also a fee stay in the pocket of the federation organize, or the problem is that this money probably are in a strategy going to be collected to do something in the future. Probably the Olympic, probably having more money to pay the people who are full time for WFDF or USAU or Italian. Yes, because without these people work, the system cannot exist. Right. Then I'm agree with that. Yeah. I'm agree that the money must pay the work of the people organize World Championship, USA Championship, Italian Championship. I'm agree. But same time, there are a lot of tournaments, official or unofficial, that are only links for the people to see each other and playing. And obviously, I go back to a weird speech. The winner is only one. The other people participate there are payer, and also the winner pay. Then, and I close with this, the people organize tournament or the federations, international, national, are aware that the money they collect could be also can become also a lot of money. And since you can administrate this money, connect to your job, what do you want to do with the money? Stay after you pay the people work. What do you want to do with this money? Stay, because I don't think the people do event finish. I don't know, break even the same. I think a little bit stay. Some money stay. This money stay. Where this money will be I don't know, invested. I don't know in English. It's difficult for me in English, this conversation.
Yeah, invested.
Where this money will be invested? Where? Community, pay people in the future will work for the next tournament or to organize, or elite? This is the question we have to give to the audience and try to find the answer.
Is that after the tournament organizers take their cut, like they get their salary or whatever?
Yeah.
Are you saying like the leftover?
Yeah, the leftover. The leftover must be invested, but could be also invested in develop new Frisbee team. Is okay, but must be more clear where this money are going. I don't want nobody cheat money. In the Frisbee we are a good community. Nobody cheat, but the people decide to put the money on a new project. Maybe take this money for, I told you, to pay the future people, take the employer for WFDF, USAU. Maybe they keep this money. Or maybe they use the money to develop clinic for people in the school, or maybe they use the money to go eating a fish or a dinner together. So
I think you hit on it. So just to give my thoughts, because I don't know if not giving elite players money is a reason why the sport hasn't grown as much as, we would have liked to see. So I know, for example, some Italian players didn't make the trip to Australia because of the cost that would have made, that were, call it national team caliber players that didn't make the trip. And I think that is a big shame. I've said that before, and I'll continue to say that. Like, how do we get these players to the tournament? And I'm sure it's not just Italy that had those problems getting top players to compete, because we want to be able to put the best product on the field, and the best product is going to be the best athletes, the best players within each country. And if they're not participating, what does it say about the importance of the tournament? What does it say about the WFDF World Ultimate Championships, that some of the best, like every 4 years, it is literally the Olympics of ultimate Frisbee, and they can't field their best players because they couldn't afford it. Now, I don't know I'm not an Olympic expert, but I don't think that there's many athletes that are missing the Olympics because of cost. They figure it out, right? And so I would like to see that happen more within our sport, is ensuring that the best players show up. Whatever's needed to get them there, that would be ideal. But but I don't think that that's the reason why Ultimate hasn't grown, although it's probably a factor. I think it's small. I think ultimately it was to your second point of why Ultimate Frisbee hasn't grown is we haven't had a focus on the youth. You talked about where does the investment of the money go? Well, is it going invested back into the sport, specifically the youth? So, USA Ultimate, we just had a CEO change. Tom Crawford was the CEO for a long time. We have a new guy that just started, and Tom Crawford was really brought in because he had relationships with the International Olympic Committee, and he was going to kind of get us into the Olympics. And so for I think it was 15 years roughly, he was CEO, and that was his main goal of bringing him in because he had these relationships. And I, we haven't made any progress as far as I know. We didn't get into the Olympics. Like every 4 years, it was like an announcement. Oh yeah, Ultimate didn't get selected. Ultimate didn't get selected. And so, and then where are we as a sport? Like, sure, we've made some progress, but there have been multiple other sports that have surpassed us. And I think it's that we haven't focused as much as we should have on the youth. Because once you get those younger players, like that's what helped drives more revenue, more tournaments, higher level of competition, better, more athletes, better athletes. And then ultimately more highlights and more people are like, whoa, I want to play. That looks super fun,
Yeah. But this is what this speech, exactly the thing you said. I had a speech yesterday with one guy, I don't want to mention who he is, WFDF, take care of the community on the membership. We spoke about people with disability, mental disability, play Frisbee because I'm a coach of a team with mental disabilities issue, some guys and girls. And I said that for me, speaking about in general, it's still a shame that we don't have in the world an annual, annual, no, every year, sorry, in English,
annual
annual event as a continent clinic, maybe in two sides of the continent or the 5 continents, give tools to the people to learn how to coach, how to grow, how to coach people with special, how can I say, like the people I coach, they are special people need a different skill to teach, or also teach them how to be a good coach and play and become an elite coach. Because I think, like I told you, the story of the snake. No, every year you need to prepare the generation after, from the coaching side, recruitment side, education side, and elite side, because obviously the people also in elite want to know more how to play Frisbee, how to be coach, how to become coach. And I think WFDF, but this is something I told yesterday, need to also have a national federation, have to continue planning this kind of things. Otherwise, every time we grow, we hit the head, and after we wake up, we grow, and we hit the head again, and after we stay in the same loop that now can become better. Because anyway, if you have seen the last World Games in America in 2022, was already well broadcast, like the Olympics, with the live streaming, with the people with the jerseys, was really beautiful to watch. Like the Olympic channel was on the Olympic channel. And also the World Championship was well streamed, with the interview with a super amazing work from the commentator. But when you go back home, you find sometimes in some country nothing. I heard about Denmark. I heard about some countries don't have anymore more than 60, 150 players in a country. This community are going to disappear. And after, I can tell my son that is 10 months now, do you know that in 2022 I finished 5th in the world? Maybe in 2045, there will be the same number of players probably. And my son Samuele will say, Davide, do you know I finished 5th in the world? And I said, good. Will be good to see more people playing Frisbee. And also the elite player have back a gift for all the job they do. That will not pay back all the fatigue they have done, but anyway. Vabbè, but it's okay. It's also a question. It's okay. I think that people understand what you want to say, but it's also at the same point. So just to finish, the same side, the same opposite side of the responsibilities goes also to the people have to commit the national team, because you said before, some people said that was too expensive to go to Australia. Yes, but after I see you playing in Paganello, in Tenerife, in the funny beer tournament in Milano, in Berlin, the indoor beach tournament, and then you come to me saying you don't have 1,500 euro to come to Australia to pay the flight, and after I see you in all these tournaments throwing away money. Then sometimes there are some people say, they don't give me the money, I don't go. But after these people, I cannot say bad word, throw away the money in other tournament, because Frisbee is like a drug. You have to find another pusher. You want to go to the pusher of the World Championship, you go to the pusher of the tour. Example, amazing job from Tokai Super Team in Windmill, an amazing job from Alti World Broadcast Windmill. In Windmill, the mixed division have been won by Tokai Super Team. But anyway, Tokai Super Team was a team where the people have a little support for the flight, but they have paid jersey, bag, accommodation. And this is because the people work on the Tokai Super Team, work well in the sponsorship and in supporting. And then the question is, I want to be provocated. Why I see, now he broke the ACL, why I see Joe White, one of the best players in the world, playing Windmill, and I didn't see him in a squad of the USAU? Because he don't have time to go to play USA Ultimate, because he is tired. But strangely, I saw
hurt.
him.
He was there. He got hurt. He tore his ACL like the first game of the tournament.
At the USAU. But he didn't.
Yes.
I don't think the US didn't pick up Joe White in the open or mixed division. I think Joe White decided to don't play the national team. I think.
Oh, for the national team. Yeah. No, yeah.
Why
He's one of the best players.
Why
Yeah.
I see Joe
And he
White
didn't
in
play.
Windmill, and I didn't see him in Australia, because this guy is in burnout. These guys don't want to commit anymore. They want to spend money. But if you invite him to go, and anyway, he went to Amsterdam and spend money anyway, he didn't have everything paid. This guy preferred to play Tokai Super Team, is well organized and broadcasting, compared to play for his own country. Maybe because he is tired, maybe because he's not motivated, maybe because he want to take 1 year off. But he's one of the best talent in the world, didn't participate, like you said, in the world stage. He's a guy, like a lot of girls, strong, didn't go. And then go back to the inspiration. Why the elite have to support? Because the young have to be support and have to be inspired, but support, develop the youth program, and inspired by the elite. Otherwise, you only grow the roots, but you don't see an elite program that I want to reach. I want to arrive there. You only see that there is this snake. Do you know what I mean? You need to be inspired by, okay, I play Team USA, I play Team Italia, and to go there, okay, I don't pay the hotel, I don't pay the flight, because it's my goal. I'm for my country. Obviously, I have the money to pay my flight if I have to pay, but it's only the question of mentality. I want to arrive there. I can tell you that if you have seen the Olympic game this year, I was in France watching the Olympics. Obviously, the LeBron James, the girls, the boys won basketball Olympic games. This guy take double, triple, 4,000 times more money than the money they gave to them to play for Team USA over there. These guys are millionaire. But probably the girl do artistic gymnastic. They practice double or triple time of LeBron James, but they take probably $1,500 per month, probably. And they are athletes. But this is because these people are the star, and also at the Olympic, the gymnastic are stars. But again, these things are anyway supported by the system, because when I play basketball, I'm young, I see LeBron James over there, Steve Curry, and when I do gymnastic, I see Nasty, I see the strongest gymnastic in the world. I want to arrive there. Obviously, they don't know that when you are the most good performer of gymnastic, you will take $2,000 per month. This is sport life, but just to give you an inspiration, no? I'm a
Yeah.
professional gymnastic. I'm not a part-time gymnastic,
Yeah.
and this
No,
is why
I think
a lot.
there's,
Yeah,
I think
this is why.
it's sad. I don't know why Joe didn't participate in the World
I don't
Championships. I
know.
don't know, but at still, it's a it's a shame that somebody that I think we both think, hey, he would have been on the team if he had tried out. There's probably, I know Dylan didn't participate, uh, probably for, maybe financial reasons or whatnot.
Yeah,
But regardless of the reason, like, okay, if they should have been on the team talent wise, that's the best product. That's what people want to see, so that people can watch their favorite players play and so forth. So yeah, it is a bummer that's the way that it is. I just don't I don't hear this could happen in other sports where some of the best players don't participate, but you're right. In the case of Joe, okay, yeah, he got paid to go to Amsterdam, but then like for a fun tournament and then didn't go to the World Championships, which is actually meaningful. Like me personally, I am very like goal driven, and I want to be the best and play on the best team, win gold. Like I was just that's how I was wired. So I would have I don't know if I would have gone if I got invited. That didn't happen like this year of the World Championships, but that would have been like my priority would have been the World Ultimate Championships. Like to me, that is the pinnacle of the sport. That's the top, not kind of a fun tournament. So, and that's not like I just, again, I don't know what was Joe's situation. It's not about him,
yeah.
um, but getting back to the growth of the sport, because I want to close this part out because I think it's interesting conversation. I want to get your take. What is, because growth just for growth isn't necessarily a good thing. Like growth of a bad thing is bad, right? Well, I'm not saying that Ultimate's bad. You're not saying that, but I just want to get at the why. Why is growth of Ultimate important to you? Like, what is it? I get the sports in general. Usually, like you're PE teacher, right? You teach. I think sports in general is good for children, for the youth to grow up and learn to interact with others and be a part of a team and instill values that it's not all about you. But I want to get your take. Why is Ultimate important to grow the sport? Why in Ultimate is important to grow the sport?
Because ultimate is a sport compared to the other sport with more tools. First, first is a sport open the mind of the people in general, because anyway travel, work out mentally in engage conversation with people and playing with or against, and also have the possibility to share the opinion tactically or of normal life. What do you do? What I do is something the other sport don't have. I remember a lot of people I I converted from basketball player to Frisbee player, because in basketball, for example, you shake the hand, you play, and you go home. And this is the difference between Frisbee and the other sport. Second, Frisbee is important because for me, when I say Frisbee player are a little family of Boy Scout, is because now Frisbee, like you've seen also in USA Ultimate, in Elite Division or uh, Funny Division, became a role model of life. I mean, a lot of people now, I can tell you, also in my school or middle school, are saved by Frisbee, because otherwise these people, I don't know what they are going to do. I have a guys, because we play with him, Fabio Coppi, Cops, these guys. when I met him when he was 16 years old. These guys, the destiny of him, 18 years ago, was to finish the technical school, became a worker in a farm or in an industry, going playing some soccer games with a friend and take a beer. This was the destiny of him. I can trust me. Now he's a guy with a normal job, a practice job, have a family, speak a little bit of English without never study one word of English, visited 3 continents, flying over there playing, hang out with people, also met people that, again, imagine the standard American, Belgium, Italian, in your life, when you became an adult, if you don't have someone open your eyes, could be a professor, could be you do your life until you wake up and you say, okay, I'm 35, I'm 40 now, I'm 28, I don't want to do nothing anymore, and you became lazy. For me, Frisbee is something push the people to running, having fun, understand the perspective of the other person, and it's something only Frisbee have, only because the other sports are not like this. Sometimes the people speak about soccer like a role model, but soccer in Italy is like football in America. Is not a bad sport. The problem of the soccer player is that in Italy, since there are a lot of players, they stay in their bubble, in the bubble inside. They do their stuff, and maybe they pass the entire life living in the country, on the small city next to the countryside, playing a small game. Frisbee, when I understood how to manage the Frisbee finance and tournament, I can say one day, okay, I check on the website, there is a tournament in Innsbruck, in Colorado, in Colombia. Okay, do you know what I do? I prepare myself, I take my flight early, and I go to play in Colombia. Ole. And over there you find new player, new friend, maybe like us, no? Maybe we became friends for a life. But how you can do this if you are always stay home? This is why Frisbee develop of the community or the young or the beginner program, also adult program is important.
And is that because there's not a lot of Frisbee players? So you use the example of soccer, like everybody plays, that's like the number one sport worldwide, and you can find so many people to play soccer, and you can just play in your community, I'm sure, pickup games all the time in Italy. Is that what you mean? Like, because there's not enough ultimate players that you have to go seeking elsewhere?
Yeah, also. But at the same time, I want to see you if you, I say one name, maybe famous also in America. If you see next to you Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best players of soccer, use this name, or I don't know, again, LeBron James, or a women, maybe, I don't know, you see, I don't know, the sisters Williams. Normally, you cannot stop and have a speech with them. In Australia, if you want to speak with the top player in the world, Anna Thompson, Finney, or I don't know, Claire Trop, you want to speak with them, you are passionate to them. You can also say, sorry, Claire, can you tell me why you have done this move in the game? And she explained. In a normal world, I don't think you are able to speak with Venus Williams and say, ciao, when you have done the forehand or backhand, why you have done this? Because these people are untouchable. I think sometimes also a lot of weak or beginner player lost the chance to speak with the top player because, example, Matt Thang, the selector coach selector for Team USA, Matty Thang. Matty was at the World Championship watching the games. I saw him speaking with a lot of people. Some people didn't know who was him. Luckily, not too much. But try to have a speech with him. I have one short speech of 20 minutes with him because I know him, he's a friend. But he's a genius. He's a guy you have to speak with. And obviously, if you do drunk doing your tournament and go back home, you don't realize you have next to you Matty or Nazarov, one of the best players in America, these guys are athletes, good role model people, interested tactically to have a speech with like you. Just try it. And for me, sometimes the young, since they are too much in the tube to play for themselves, when they play out of Frisbee, forgot they can have a conversation with this strong player. But because maybe they don't know him, or maybe because we go back that the elite program are not well present by the communities or by the federation, and then, okay, this girl, and another of, yeah, I saw her in some movies, some videos. No, guys, this is another multi-time world championship that she's
Yeah.
And I mean, in Italy, the same. Sometimes my wife, she won the European Championship a lot of time, 2 or 3 times. She went to a national meeting, and 2 or 3 girls were trying to try out for the national team. Say, "Who are you?" Ah, Sofia Scazze. Yeah, I heard you. But what is your team? Your team is the Shout, won 4 times the European Championship, and we are together in the same changing room. But this is okay. But come on, guys. Frisbee, okay, again,
I think
Frisbee.
I think that's because Ultimate though is just not nearly as well known, as other sports, and other sports probably get it a lot, and so, and Ultimate players generally can walk around and nobody knows who they are. So, people coming up to them is more of a novelty, and so, but I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that is a difference for why grow Ultimate Frisbee. I mean, for me, I want to know what you think about it. For me, one of the things that makes Frisbee unique is the self-refereed, and I'm not going to necessarily say spirit of the game, but
obviously,
here's what I'll do is I'll compare it against. So I started playing pickleball. I like it. I enjoy it because I love racket sports. I love the hand-eye coordination. I love it's fast. So there's a lot of things that I like about it. And so I went down to the local, I got a membership when my wife signed me up for a tournament for Father's Day. And so I started going multiple times a week, and I started getting pretty good. And, I'd see similar people there a lot, and I'd play with them. But there's just one of the things that Ultimate is good at is developing relationships with people. There's something about the game where, okay, you got to show up, you got to put your cleats on. So then you're standing on the sideline watching the other players play. You're talking to them, you're helping them, you're talking to guys on the sideline, you're having conversations, you're strategizing on the line. And then maybe you go hang out afterwards, or you go work out together if you're on a team, whatever. Which, that's not necessarily unique to Ultimate, but that is a good part of it. But I look at pickleball, and I couldn't tell you anything about any of those players that I played with, because you basically show up, you kind of join up with a partner, and there's no talking really, even on the court. It's silent. And I'm not saying it's not fun. I enjoy it, and I'm not hating on pickleball. But as far as teaching you team values and how to navigate interpersonal relationships on the field, bad calls that you disagree with, and all of that, Ultimate has a lot of life skills that you can learn from it. Whereas, and I wasn't picking on pickleball, and there's certainly other sports that Ultimate can do that with, but the self-refereeing in general, obviously at the top level in USCU, there's observers and all that, which I support. I like that. But there's just an aspect of integrity behind it. So I think there are things about it. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, the integrity part, is that, in fact, I want to do a video about this, because that's a rule that should be in every sport.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if in basketball, in the NBA, like LeBron James, when he was going up to block somebody and he hits the guy's arm as he's shooting, and he's like, oh no, that's a foul. That's a foul. Because let's say the ref didn't call foul, everybody in the NBA would be like, no, I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. But if he was like, No. I got him. That's a foul. Like, imagine what message that would send to young kids of how to live their life. Like, when everything is on the line, when millions of dollars are on the line, but then they choose integrity over that.
Yeah.
That is super cool. That's what I think makes Ultimate unique. And I wish like the integrity rule in the AUDL or the now UFA is is instilled in every sport. The only sport that I've seen it is tennis, where they've said, "Hey, challenge that call." Like some guy will serve it, it'll be like in the on the line or whatever, and they call it out, and the guy's like, "No, challenge that. That was
But yeah,
in,"
there
and
are
they'll give him the point. Like that's the only sport that I've seen that in.
but the people we see in the TV are the selected, the ones super selected. Yeah, but I agree with you. It's already this good skill already inside the structure of Ultimate without explain why. For example, was one of the point of our interview. I'm going to announce in the World Championship 2025 this year. I will take with my under 24 open team one guy with Down syndrome, Luca Bruni, and this guy is part of the team. He's part of the team after 5 years of Frisbee in the high school, 2 years of Frisbee in a school, in an adapted special team for him. And now he's practicing with young players to prepare the World Championship. And when the people ask me, Davide, are you not sure what is my approach at the national meeting when we start the run and the sprint, the big test, the counter movement jump test, and the game? How do you approach with these guys who have Down syndrome? And I say them, I don't care. I don't say nothing to my player. They play with him. Sometimes, obviously, I say him, okay, Luca, take one sub just to pull up the level of the game, because with him, without saying nothing, and I, similar to Frisbee, I dump totally the responsibility to manage him to the player. Because for me, like I said yesterday to these guys of WFDF, at the end, I don't see these guys, Luca, that is well prepared technically and physically, also if he's with Down syndrome, I don't see him so different from a beginner player. When you go to play a tournament, you have a player that is not one of the best, or maybe a beginner, and play with you. What do you do with him? You try to put him in a position to do the thing he can do. And probably when he's Team USA against Team Japan, this guy or girl will not play. Or maybe if you prepare well, him or her will play 1 point. We are not, then again, Frisbee. Frisbee is amazing because I can also dump this responsibility to the guys. I have to administrate or cooperate with Luca Bruni, because we'll be already inside of the system that is part of the team. And it's something in other sport don't happen too much, because in other sport, if you have someone like at school, no, we do the team, you yes, you know, you yes, you know, and after the team are the weaker on the floor waiting for someone call them, and the strongest already complete the team. But it's okay. That it was we're on the same line. Yeah, was example of what we said about the integrity. Integrity is always important. Set referee and stuff like.
And so did you take him to kind of bring him along and teach teach him to help him get better?
Yeah. Yes, me, my co-coach, and my assistant coach, and my team, my players have to take care of this. For example, another thing I've done with him was that I spoke with the father and mother 4 days ago at the national meeting. I said, since your son is in the national team with an adapted program, he has to go to the gym, he has to go sprinting, he has to go running, because he's part of the team. Then we also treat him as a normal player with the honors, but also the responsibilities. And then
he's still
fun.
Participating in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but also the bad part, because otherwise we became for real the family of the Boy Scout. Oh, there is Luca Bruni with us. He's a showman. I want to say the clown. We have a clown. This guy is part of the team, and we play against Team USA. Maybe 1 point, maybe 0. maybe they warm up, maybe play 5 points against, I don't know, I cannot say China because China is strong now, against one of the beginner team in the World Championship, and these guys must be prepared. And then when he drop disc, I go to him and I don't scream, but I say, "Oh, Luca, why you are dropping this disc? It is so bad." Sorry, no. You don't have to drop, because if you treat him like a special guy, these guys became special. If you treat him like a normal guy, a normal human being, like a normal player, he became a normal player. This is the difference. Obviously, I cannot ask, like Einstein said, I cannot ask to a fish to fly because he's a fish, but I can ask a fish to come out from the water 1 second.
Yeah. What is having him on the team brought to the team? Outside of just the play, has he kind of what effect has he had on the team?
I still have to see what will bring, because we have done only 4 national meetings. I'm curious to see what will happen at the test match against the other national team the 30th of March, for example, or what will happen in Tom's tournament in Bruges when he will come to play. Because over there will be the task that he has to play with us and warm up, but also to be part of the team, dumped on the team this responsibility to organize with him the logistic to prepare your bag, sleep, wake up, have the breakfast. I think this will bring more awareness by my player to what is important. Because sometimes the people, when at the World Championship or tournament, they grab the bag and they go playing. No, when you grab the bag, you need the shoes, the material to practice. Sometimes also the people, the strong player forgot the shoes sometimes. The worries. I know a lot of people forgot the shoes or the Frisbee. One time in 2012 in Sakai in Japan, a guys forgot the Frisbee in the World Championship. And I said, I screamed at him. I was
guys not showing up with Frisbees. Yeah, it's a difficult.
Over there, I explode. I explode like the most madness of Davide Morri. I explode him in the bus. Where are you? Where do you think to be? We are in the World Championship Frisbee. You forgot the Frisbee. What do you want to throw? The apple to warm up? Yeah, sorry, I was on my bag. I forgot. Mava.
Oh, so for everybody listening, Davide is an emotional guy. Yeah. He has gotten angry on the sidelines. I've been on the other end of it, and he's just very passionate about the game. And so maybe you can share what they're doing so you can kind of preview it, but about what LTTV is doing about you.
LTTV is going to come out soon, probably with this movie. Doing by Lolo, one of the head cameramen of LTTV. The name of this movie is The Nervous Leader. That is, this movie is almost ready since 1 year and a half ago, but it's been completed with the interview from Lev Gevalzak, Justin Ford, Aline Mondio, a lot of players from the European and international stages, and there are interviews, give a perspective of me, positive and negative. Then it's fun because I've seen the preview and it's coming out soon. Then let's be connected on LTTV. Will be fun.
Yeah,
for me, maybe not too
that.
much. For me, not too much, because maybe I can be judged by the people, but it's okay. Then the people can judge me. I'm too old. I don't care. I will be denounced for sure by someone. No, it's fun because it's also the life of people, what we do in Bologna.
Yeah. Well, you've invested a lot into the community. The Italian ultimate scene has grown tremendously with your support. So what, like, you've kind of talked about, okay, I'm too old, whatever, but what is your future in ultimate, and what's your future, with, like, what do you see the future as within ultimate also?
If you ask me today, I can say you the last rides, last rides. But no, because for me, also cryptically, I think God gave me a talent of analysis for the games and to motivate player generation that I need to use. because it's a gift. Sometime I became so stressed. And then also after last World Championship in Australia, when I come back, sad because we were the only one team challenge with the US. We were leading 7-6. They used to go 8-6. We were the only one team compete against them the same level, and they know this because they also take thank you, Davide, a good game. Maybe it was true or not. I came back with a lot of mental pressure. What I have done wrong, what I can do better. Next cycle, what I will do. I have to say, after 27 years of Frisbee playing and 20 coaching professionally, also without taking much money or like for free, I feel tired now. But maybe when I say maybe, I have to see. Maybe World Ultimate Cup Championship every 2 years. Like one thing I don't feel anymore important is stay in the middle of the storm, coaching the people, middle range, like the people already practiced a lot on the field. I prefer to coach the young, like schools, my school, not school, my school, instead to coach the under 24 in the club. National team, yeah, to say, I think in the future, yeah. No, because I don't like to lose energy in push them to commit. The thing make more stressful my life as a coach or as a teammate is when I have to lose energy to explain you why you have to approach seriously, commit, go to the gym, go to running, come to the practice, and don't listen anymore. It's cold. Sorry, my car don't switch on anymore. Sorry, I have the birthday of my mom. No, when I listen this, I start to become a monster, super nervous. This is why I don't want to be anymore in the middle of the system. I can be at the top. I mean, like this, like it's easy. I could be at the top because the top you can choose. Like the guys I told you at the beginning of the interview, we cut the guys. You don't know what I told you. I told you one time, two times, third time, yellow car, red car, you go home. Because I don't have to enter too much deeper in the life of these people. Otherwise, I became mad because I started to think in the shower after my practice. Did I call Irene, or did I call Elena, or did I call Luke to tell him that he didn't come to the practice? Okay, now I text him. I became mad because I want to control the player commit my project, commit. Then maybe it's better to step back. Also because with like you, our young son, we have already a full commitment job. Maybe it's better to commit also the family sometime. To don't have in the future your son or daughter became the people you don't want to see around. The people we spoke before, the bad people.
Yeah. Do you think the commitment problem is that just do you think that's just like at the club level, because it's a lot of commitment, or do you think that is common, like in other sports as well, because you hear some of the NBA players talk about some of their teammates, like that they were partying, lazy, but like they're just so talented. Is it similar in ultimate, or because isn't it just weird how the world is that a lot of times there's people that aren't that talented, but they're like really hardworking and they're really disciplined, and then you got these super talented people and they are not committed, they don't want to train, and like, so it's just, not saying everybody's like that by any means, but it's just interesting. Like, every team seems to have some of that. It's hard to get everybody 100% to buy it.
But because this is the life, also in work is like this, also at home is like this. The difference is that when you have using the metaphoric speech, when you are a father or mother, you cannot dump your responsibility because otherwise the system collapses. The problem of Frisbee is that since the people normally approach easily and chill out, starting for fun, sometimes it's different to switch the mentality quicker. And then, sometimes you have people not good in Frisbee, work hard, became normal good. Sometimes you have super strong player with a couple of practice after they are not anymore in the flow to practice more. It's okay like this. And here we go back to the question of the teammate and the coach. That is important to find figure give you positive or also negative feedback to make you grow. Because the only way you have, and go back to WFD question, to do clinic, organize coaching for different division, is give them, speak with people, like the question of another, speak with people, have strong commitment or understand what is important, because when you speak with someone, like a coach, like a teacher, like a friend, understood more than you grow. Then the only way you have to push the people to the limit or of their life, sport life, is to speak with them or show them what is the good behavior. Because after I think that I use a bad word. The worst cancer we have in the Frisbee community now is the executive way to live Frisbee. Like I go to the field, I do my throw in pairs, I do one L cut with a throw, breaking, marking drill, and we play a game. Okay, great. After 1 month to do this, it's boring. Then it's difficult to say, okay, now I throw in pairs, but with a good pivot, with this goal to reach this point, and I try to frontally go against the marker. I try to mark well in the good shape. It's totally different approach. And sometimes I think the people now, sometime in war stages, also European, Italian, American, approach the practice just like I go there and I wait for the tournament coming, and after the tournament come, I lose, I win. Okay, I have another tournament after, and after it became executive. And then me, I don't want to be executive. If I go coaching or playing a tournament, I want to do the best I can. But this is my approach. Maybe there are people who want to do the best they can in the social life. For example, I want to go to a tournament, try to know the people I play with or hang out with the people, see the perspective of them, of life. Maybe there are people like this, but it's okay for me. But if you want to be an elite player, it's not good.
Yeah.
This is right.
So Davide, I want to, as we close out here, I want to get some thoughts of you. You coach youth, you're involved at your university, you've been a coach a long time. What would you say to a young player that is wanting to develop their skills and get better? What would you say to not only maybe materially get better, but also maybe inspire them about, the future of how good they can be?
Set a goal or find your good man or women role model you want to reach, and after, from this top of the mountain, try to analyze back what you have to do, or maybe speak with him or take information from him or her and see what him or her have done. If you do this, after start to plan your grow. Because if you just say, okay, I want to become like him, without know the story of him or her, you cannot reach the point. And for me, commitment is important, respect is important of your body and of the other people play with you. But set a goal could be also a pickup tournament, but always prepare yourself. Don't go there unprepared. Pickup game, middle range good tournament, beach tournament, world beach tournament, grass, practice. Again, I told at the beginning of the privately to Kurt, I probably in 4 or 5 years, probably I have to put a prosthesis to my knee, probably. But
A what?
a prosthesis,
Protege.
yeah, synthetic knee, because my knee is gone, the cartilage are gone.
A prosthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, probably soon. But imagine how many important is for me, will be important. The last game I will play this year, if I can, compared to all the 20,000 million of games I played in the past. Then since you are young or since you are beginners, enjoy every game because the game are fun. Hang out, running, throwing, play against the wind, playing in the sun, playing the rain, because also there's another part of the life can change. Family issue, integrity issue, physical issue. And then it's better that people enjoy better. And I look like COVID, no? Before COVID, allez, Frisbee, yeah, I like. After 1 year, we stay locked in the houses. Nobody can have a game for 1 year and a half. More stuff. Then I think we have to approach life like when you take a good glass of wine, no? When you are young, you do like this. When you are old, you move the glass.
You appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, more.
Yes.
Yeah, when you are old, when you are young, you don't appreciate too much. But remember that the Frisbee life could be eternal, but not eternal for real. The Frisbee life can be short or long, but must be live well with a good taste, like a bottle of
Well,
wine.
yes. Amen.
When you
Good advice
like when you
from
kiss a boy or a girl,
veteran.
girl, when you kiss someone, you don't kiss like this. Ciao. You taste, you speak. Life is like this.
Now this is the
Okay.
Italian coming out because I don't
We
know if
we
I
cut
understood the last part, but that's
cut this
okay.
part. Cut this part. Cut this part. Uh,
Oh man. All right. Well, last thing. What are you doing to continue to grow, Davide? You've been a coach for a long time, you've been a player. I know you're in a new phase of life, but what are you doing to grow?
Me in the frisbee life, real life or frisbee.
Both. Either.
But life, my goal now is to move my focus more in the education of my son. Try to move the focus over there. It is tough because look, you know that you have to learn running, behaving, but it's difficult. Frisbee, my goal is to try to become more and more calm when I coach, because obviously when you take the distances from the system, you can approach the analysis of the game or the coaching from far away. And then the explosion I had became always less in the years compared when I was 29, 25. Must be more under control. Also because now, when I have a verbal fighting with someone, Frisbee, for Frisbee, commitment, organization, or personal problem, when I go back compared to the past, since I'm older, I have more pain in my head. I have more. I want to go back and try to change what I said, and I feel bad more than in the past. I don't know if this is
Ah,
because I'm older, or I don't know because this is because I'm more aware to what
you're
the
getting
bad.
soft, Davide. You're getting soft.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm more aware about what are the consequences of be so aggressive. That for me is important. You must be sometimes aggressive. You cannot be always polite. Otherwise, you are a fake man, a fake girl. Say, oh, good job, good throw, good. No, you have to say, bad throw, do better. Ecco, this part, do better, is sometimes I forgot, is a part I miss. Try to be more positive, keeping the bad way, so keeping the bad feedback, but also be positive inside because throw better because this was a bad throw because it must be like this because it's good if you do like this. Take more energy,
Yeah. There
positivity.
has to be a balance of
Yeah,
that. Yeah, you have to
the
be able to
American, yeah, the
call
American
something out,
positive.
but do it in a way that's received well, which the hard part of being a coach is sometimes that's not the same for everybody.
No,
Yeah.
no, but let's
Yeah.
see. Not too much frisbee game for me on the pitch as a player. I will see how many I have as a coach. I can still choose, but let's see if my brain want to be under pressure or not. Because dump totally will be bad because after I don't use my gift gave to me to develop people. Staying too much after 27 years, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see.
Well, I'm excited to continue to see the Italian ultimate scene growing and on the world stage. It's exciting to see the growth of just the sport, and I hope to continue to see more of that. But thank you for your time. Thank you guys for all listening. Davide Morri, the man from Bologna, Italia.
Yeah.
Great having you on, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good pronunciation. Ciao.